this video we will discuss chemical bond, ionic bond, covalent bond with their properties and examples. So let's get started. Chemical bond is a force of attraction that holds atoms together in a molecule, compound or crystal. For example, we have hydrogen molecule and hydrogen molecule. Both hydrogen atoms are held together by a force of attraction that is called chemical bond. Another example is KMnO4. Chemical bond holds potassium, manganese and oxygen in a molecule. Now before I go further, let's understand the difference between molecules and compounds. So molecules are formed between like and unlike atoms or elements. Compounds are formed between unlike elements or atoms only. All compounds are molecules, but all molecules are not compounds. For example, H2, N2 are molecules, O2, Cl2 are molecules. In contrast, HCl, NaCl are compounds. They are molecules as well, but they are not compounds. So this is the difference between molecules and compounds. Okay, now back to the chemical bond. Now the question is, why atoms make chemical bond? Yeah. So why atoms need to bond with other atoms? The answer is simple. Atom needs stability. Except noble gases, all elements in our periodic table have incomplete outermost shell. So this factor, incomplete outermost shell, induces atom to make chemical bond. Once the atom has complete outermost shell, it gains stability, and that is the objective of chemical bond. But remember that the bond is possible only when all atoms take part in chemical bond will better off. In other words, all atoms participating in chemical bond get benefit. Now come to the types of chemical bond. First we discuss ionic bond. Ionic bond is a force of attraction that holds oppositely charged ions together in a molecule or crystal. Example of ionic bond is that it's a type of chemical bond in which complete transfer of electrons occur between atoms, and as a result oppositely charged ions generated. Now here one very important term is used that are called ions. Okay, ions are atoms or group of atoms that has different number of protons and different number of electrons. There are two types of ions that are discovered yet. There are positive ion and negative ion. Let's understand ionic bond by some examples. Some examples of ionic bond are this. Magnesium oxide first. Electron setting in magnesium is like this. 2 electrons in first orbit, 8 in second orbit, and 2 electrons in third orbit. Electron setting in oxygen is like this. Magnesium has 2 valence electrons and oxygen has 6 valence electrons. Now valence electrons are those electrons which take part in chemical reactions and chemical bonding. Usually the outermost electrons in an atom take part in chemical reactions and chemical bonding. That's why the outermost electrons are called valence electrons. Now after chemical bond, the electron setting becomes like this. Magnesium has 2 8 electrons, oxygen has 2 8 electrons because its 6 electrons has been transferred to oxygen. As a result of ionic bonds, charges appear on an atom. So magnesium has, since magnesium loses its 2 electrons, so it gains positive 2 charge. This positive 2 charge means it has 2 extra protons. On the other hand, oxygen gains electrons, 2 electrons, so it gains negative 2 charge. Negative sign for electrons and 2 means it gains electrons. 2 electrons. Okay, now come to the calcium chloride. Calcium has the electron setting 2882. It has 2 valence electrons and chlorine has 7 valence electrons. Since we have 2 chlorines, so we need to draw one more chlorine over here. 2H7. Now after chemical bond, the electron setting would become 2, 8. Okay, now calcium transferred its one electron to this chlorine and one electron to this chlorine. So okay, now you notice that after chemical bond, in both cases, all elements have complete outermost shell. So this is the objective of chemical bond. Now as a result, ions are appeared. Since calcium loses its 2 electrons, so it gains positive 2, which means it has 2 extra protons or more protons. Chlorine gains negative 1 because it gains 1 electron. Okay, some more examples of chemical bond, of ionic bond. Sodium chloride and lithium. This is the situation before bond, and this is the situation after bond. Now, some properties of ionic bonds are they are solids at room temperature, they have high melting points and high boiling points, and they conduct electricity at fused melted state. Now come to the covalent bond. Covalent bond is a type of chemical bond in which electron pairs shade between bonded atoms. In previous case, the electrons are transferred, and in this case, the electrons are being shared. For instance, let's take hydrogen molecule. Again, hydrogen has 1 electron in its outermost shell, valence electron, and this hydrogen has also, this is plus sign, also 1 electron in its outermost shell. Now when these two hydrogens interact with each other, they share their 1 electron, and each hydrogen gains stability. This is the outermost shell. Yeah. Now this electron pair is being shared between both hydrogen atoms, and as a result, both completed their outermost shell and gained stability. Some more examples of covalent bond are single covalent bond, double covalent bond, and triple covalent bond. In single covalent bond, one pair of electron is being shared between, example, chlorine molecule. Chlorine has 7 valence electrons, and this chlorine has also 7 valence electrons. These dots and cross represents valence electrons. This is the plus sign. When they interact with each other, both chlorine share their 1 electron, and as a result, a covalent bond is established between chlorine molecules. So this is the shared pair of electrons. Since one pair of electron is being shared, so we call this single covalent bond. Single covalent bond is represented by a single straight line. Now double covalent bond. In double covalent bond, 2 pairs of electrons is being shared. Two pair of electrons are being shared between atoms. For example, carbon dioxide gas. Carbon has 4 valence electrons represented by dots, plus sign. Oxygen has 6 valence electrons. It is represented by cross. This oxygen has also 6 valence electrons. Now when these atoms interact with each other, they form a chemical bond. It looks like something like that. Okay. Now these are the two pairs of electrons being shared between the atoms. So carbon dioxide gas has 2 double covalent bonds. BCB stands for double covalent bond. One double covalent bond and another double covalent bond. Okay, so double covalent bond is represented by double straight lines or two straight lines. Okay, in triple covalent bond, 3 electron pairs are being shared between atoms. Electrons are being shared. For example, ethyne molecule, C2H2. Carbon has 4 valence electrons represented by dots. Another carbon has 4 valence electrons represented by cross. And hydrogen has 1 valence electron. Now when all these F4 elements react together, a triple covalent bond established between carbon-carbon and single covalent bond established between hydrogen and carbon. Now this is the triple covalent bond, 3 pairs of electron being shared, and triple covalent bond is being represented by 3 straight lines. Now here are some more examples of covalent bond: water molecule and methane molecule. This is situation before bond and this is situation after bond. Same case as this. So thank you for watching the video. I hope it helps you in studies, and for complete understanding of the topic, please I strongly recommend to watch all parts of the video.